Hello, and thank you for joining me today. Today is, I don't even know what day of the Corona Chronicles. If you're new here, my name is Brandy, and my channel is all about horses and everything horse related. And while this nasty coronavirus is going around, I am doing a live stream video Monday through Friday, and I'm also uploading edited videos on the weekends. So there's plenty of fun barn stuff going around. And yeah, today, as you can see, here I am with Sally the mule, and I am doing one of my least favorite jobs, and that is watering the arena. The reason it's my least favorite job is because it's so stinking boring. I just stand here and spray water all over and think of all the things that I could be doing. But I use this kind of stuff for training. So I've had a few people actually this week ask me about how I expose horses to bathing for the first time. And I hope you guys can hear me okay in this live. I am kind of walking around. So if you can't hear me, now watch. See how this hose is going to touch Sally? And she could go stand anywhere in the arena that she wants to go. Hi, Peggy. Thanks for joining. Hi, Missy. She could go anywhere. And now this hose is going to touch her on the legs and everything. And this is great for her. So good. So this is the kind of stuff that I do, though. So when I get around to it, I'll be bringing Manzer up, and he's going to be hanging out in the arena with me while I water the arena. And it takes me a good, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes to do this job. So it's perfect. Oh, I'm sorry that I keep breaking up, guys. I will be putting this in a designated spot in just a little while when I get working with her. So, hi Tracy, hi Sue. So anyway, this is the kind of stuff that I like to do to get my David, thank you. I didn't do anything with my hair. Just a little bit of makeup, yeah. So I don't look like I didn't sleep last night. And that I had, 4 cups of coffee today. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff I do to expose my horses, mule, whatever you want to say. Charlie, you might need to click out of the video and click back in to hear it. Sometimes that's a problem. So, all right, Sally is all like wound up in the hose. You can clearly see that she's done this before, and she's like, I don't care. But same thing that Manzer's going to do. So I'm almost done with this, and as soon as I'm done, I'm also going to drag my arena with Sally in here. So I'm going to show you what I do with that. So I'm going to turn this around so you can kind of see Sally a little bit, and don't have to look at me the whole time. Put it on Sally. Does anybody else have to water their arena? Or what's your least favorite task to do? So boring. My husband was kind enough. He came out here earlier today, and he did drag the arena. We like, with the four-wheeler, we do like to drag it, water it, and drag it again. Especially this time of year because it's been used so much over the winter, and we need to get our tractor in here and really level it out good. Let's see if it touches her a little bit, how she does. Oh, what a good girl. What, Tovah? No, not yet, babe. Yeah, so a lot of people have been asking me for information on Sally. So today is the day. I'm going to put you guys on the window while I finish up here because this is a hard job to do one-handed. And you stole her. Oh, that's so cute. Sorry, guys. Tovah's on the other side of the door petting Sally. Why wet down and drag the arena, somebody says. Well, very, very good question. Here, I'm going to put you right here. You guys can look at the dirty window for just a moment. Okay, everybody can hear me and see me okay? So one of the main reasons why I have to water the arena is because it gets really dusty in here. And this isn't just sand that's in here. I mean, there's a lot of manure and urine and other stuff that ends up happening in here just because that's what happens with animals. And as it gets dusty in here, we're breathing that stuff in. Not only us, but the animals as well, and it's not safe. So nobody likes to be in a dusty environment. It's just not good for you. So that's why I wet it down. She's gonna go right through. Do you guys see? Oh, darn it, you didn't see that. She just walked right through the hose. Sorry guys, I don't have a good. I'll see if I can get her to do it again. Gently spray her legs as she walks by. She clearly doesn't mind it. Were you guys able to see when she walked by, I was able to just spray her legs off? Hi, Sal. So that's just, you know, I'm exposing her to that stuff, and she's probably been bathed before. I don't know. I've never given her a bath. It's not really been a priority with her. I'm super fussy with how I coil up my hose. I can't stand when it gets all kinked up. Sorry if I'm glitching here, guys, a little bit. But it's kind of a weird area. But this is just the kind of stuff I wanted to explain to everybody today. So I'm like, well, I'll finish my job while I got you guys here so you can see how it all works. Excuse me, Sally. I need to spray right where you're at. Good girl, Sally. When I introduce a horse or a mule, whatever, to water the hose, I always start with the legs. I need to water right where she's at, and she's not moving. Sally, I don't really want to spray you, honey. Can I get underneath there? Excuse me. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Almost done here. Okay. Yep, definitely not my favorite job. Okay. That is the first time that I've ever sprayed her with a hose. Yes, somebody just asked that. And so you have to know, this mule was the most difficult equine I've ever dealt with as far as catching. And I'm pretty happy with the progress. Now, I haven't worked with her in a while. It's been quite a long time, but I'm happy to see her doing so well. I can't wait to ride her. I really can't wait. I'm so excited. She's just the coolest. I bet you she's really awesome. So, And now I want to make sure that you understand this. So like, she's probably been sprayed off with the hose before. So it's not like it's the first time ever. So I'm sure that she probably has been sprayed off before just by her reaction. So that was really good. But this is just an example of some of the ways that I like to expose horses to things. And some people will say things like desensitizing, okay? I try not to use that term. I think it's way overused, and I don't really like the term because I think that people will work on something with a horse and get the horse to the point where they just totally ignore it and are dull, and they're really defeating the purpose of what they're trying to accomplish. So for me, I like to expose horses to things. So yes, she has been ridden. I have never seen her ridden, and I have not personally ridden her, so I'm not one to just say, oh, she's been ridden and go ahead and just jump on. I know how she was when I got her and what I've done with her, and I've got a lot of work to do yet before I'm just going to swing a leg over her. So I like to make sure that I have all the holes filled in the training before I just go ahead and get on. So, but the big problem I have right now, I wanted to be riding her by now, but every saddle that I've got on this property, nothing fits her. So I need actual mule equipment. And so that's the thing. I got to get her a saddle that's going to fit her. So that's going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to show you guys something that I found. I was so excited yesterday I found this. I got to switch the camera around. Okay, you see that? It says, pipeline construction ahead. And I found that on my, I went on a little walk yesterday and I found it down the road. And I was so excited because only a horse person would understand this. My husband was laughing at me. He's like, oh my gosh, you're like prouder than a peacock walking home with your construction sign. And here's the thing, okay? So something as simple as this, like this has been out there for a long time and it's in absolutely perfect shape. But something like this, you know, a lot of people would just throw this in the trash. And I am so excited because it's going to be amazing for training. And yeah, baby. No, not right now yet, hon, okay? I will, I promise. So, sorry, my kids, they've got a little, I guess they've got a little show of some sort planned.
Yeah, they have a song in it.
There's a song?
If it's not okay, just comment it and we won't do it.
Okay, she said if it's not okay, just comment and they won't do it. But they have a little skit planned out, and yeah, there's a hay bale and a.
We changed up the song a little bit.
Okay.
I made up words, kind of.
Okay. All right.
And
Okay. There's sound effects: a hay bale, a trampoline, a saddle,
Louise is in the background.
a chicken involved. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Take your kids to work day. Okay, so I have no idea what they're gonna do, so I'm a little bit nervous. You just never know. Okay, so anyway, this sign here, I'm gonna find an amazing place for it, and I'm really excited to just kind of add it in with all my stuff. So, but that's kind of how it is. I have a bunch of random stuff. As you can see over here, I have a barrel, a bunch of tires. I found motorcycle tires are actually my favorite because the horses can step through them really easily. And they're good for training stuff, for making obstacles, jumps, anything, all kinds of stuff. And yeah, and I've got a barrel over there. In the other corner, I have a bunch of cones and some jumps. And Shul, yes, mules need different saddles because their back is shaped differently. So basically every saddle that I've had on her, it just really, you feel underneath and it just does not fit her back correctly. And you really want a saddle to be flush with the horse's back or mule's back, whatever. And with her, she's also going to need either a breechin or a crupper. I want to get a breechin for her instead of a crupper because I've just, everything that I've researched, it's just better for them in general. So yeah, I have a lot of things to get for Miss Sally in order to be riding her. So I would guess it's gonna be, I don't know, if I can find something used, that's great, but it's gonna be pretty pricey. Okay, so my sign is gonna go there, and I am going to just take a couple of rounds with the four-wheeler and the drags. I'm gonna set you guys up somewhere, and I'm gonna just drag the arena real quick. I'm not gonna do the whole thing, I'm just gonna do the outside of it. But Sally's gonna be loose in here, and I'll kind of, here's basically what I'm gonna do. I will carry a flag just to be safe and keep Sally away from the four-wheeler, just in case she should decide that she wants to come by it. I wouldn't want her to get tangled up in the drag or anything like that, so because that's incredibly, you know, dangerous. So just to, what? Okay, I can't yet, sweetheart. You just gotta wait, okay? After I drag, then we'll do the show, and then I'll go to doing some groundwork with Sally. Sorry, guys. These live stream videos, that's the one thing is like, I don't know what's gonna happen in all of them. Okay, sorry if I just froze up. My battery's going dead, so I gotta go over to that. But anyway, so a lot of people would say, oh my gosh, you're gonna drag the arena with an animal in there? That's so dangerous. So Beck, and you're asking, why did I spray before dragging? So we drug it, sprayed it, and we're dragging it again, and we did that the other day with both drags, and it worked really good. We're just really trying to work a lot right now. Typically we'll drag it and then water it, but right now we're just kind of doing it double time. So, but imagine how many horses, mules, whatever, how much they would absolutely panic over a four-wheeler with a drag attached, or anything for that matter, how it makes them really nervous. The way that I look at it is the more you expose horses, mules, ponies, whatever, to things, the more comfortable they're gonna be when they actually encounter stuff, okay? So say we're out on a trail ride somewhere, and Sally's never been really exposed to four-wheelers. Now we just ran into a four-wheeler on the trail, and she loses her mind and dumps me off and runs home. You know, I want to expose her to as much stuff as I possibly can to set us up for success down the road. So I'm going to show you how I do crazy things like this and do it as training, okay? So she's so sweet. I just love her. I really do. She's just the best. I love the fact that she'll just like come over. I mean, she pretty much just parked herself right at my shoulder. And I just love that about her, because there was a time where it would take me 2 hours just to get her to really look at me. And so now that I can just be standing here and she comes and finds me, it's so awesome. So, all right, I'm gonna set you guys up in the corner and let you just kind of watch. So, and we'll see what Sally does. I'm anxious to see when she hears the sound from the drag and that kind of stuff. So we'll see what happens. So we'll see what happens. And you guys bear with me. I'm moving around a lot, so it's shaky and, okay, I gotta find the battery. I'm gonna set you guys right here so you can look at Sally. Okay, here we go, battery. Now, and Sally's really cautious too. I'm not really worried about her with that drag as far as her, you know, stepping on it or anything. She's very aware of her feet and what's going on, so I don't worry about that. Okay, my kids are like being obnoxious. Okay, what? What did I tell you though, babe? I said I gotta do this first. Nope, this has got to happen first. Okay, let's see if I can get you guys out of the sun. Oh, there we go. How's that? There. Well, that's embarrassing, hey? So my husband told me to water it after and then drag it, so that's what I'm doing, but I must have soaked it too much and it's making it so it's too heavy for this particular drag. So I have the other one right outside, but I'm not gonna worry about dragging right now. I'm not gonna fiddle with getting the other drag. So I'm just gonna pull this one off and then I'll just drive the four-wheeler around in here a little bit and then use the other drag after the video so you guys don't have to sit and watch me fiddle around with getting out in the back and stuff. So, but yeah, oops. And that's exactly why Beck earlier asked why I was watering before dragging, but we did it the other day. We just used the other drag instead. It's too heavy for this one. Sally kind of stays on the other side of the arena from me and she's a little bit concerned. What I'd really like her do is to get to the point where this is no big deal and she just kind of stands off and watches. That's what I'm looking for. So I want to change in her expression. If you can see, she's looking out the window there. She's just a little bit uncomfortable. She's trying to figure out what's going on. So I'll even maybe stay on one end or the other, but I really want her to change her expression about this whole thing. And I know one of the things that I was told about her is that she really didn't like traffic. So being on any kind of road or such was really kind of hard for her. So this is a good thing to do with her to help her get over that kind of stuff. I'm looking for right now is I'm looking for her, well, how she came over here. Yeah, that's really awesome. I like that a lot. She's like, there's my human. I would like her to either go and stand somewhere in the middle or just kind of hang off to the side and watch me. But as soon as I start coming towards her, I need to, like if she's standing right in front of me, I need to let her know she's got to move because I'm coming through. She's got to move out of my way. If she were to follow me, that would be really awesome. You always want a horse to get to where they learn to follow what scares them. So those are the things that I'm working on right now. And she's moving around a lot more than I honestly expected her to. So this is really, really great. I'm loving this. This is a great session. And I'm just going to keep going until I see those things that I'm looking for. So you guys can kind of watch for that stuff, okay? Okay, you guys see why I stopped? So I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty cool. So yeah, if she's not, she's just kind of, I think, gotten to the point where she's like, okay, fine, no big deal. And she loves to roll, so that's really awesome. So that was a pretty good, I mean, to go from trotting away and being really nervous and looking out the windows and stuff to be like, oh, okay, it's fine. So her brain just got to the point where she's like, yeah, I'm cool with this. This is no big deal. So somebody says that that's mean. What's mean? So I'm not seeing, so I'm really happy with that. So for anybody that's just tuning in, what I was doing is Sally is, I've been told in the past that she's a little nervous over vehicles and such. So, and the way that I look at it, instead of desensitizing a horse or mule or whatever, anytime I say horse, I mean all equines, okay? Not just, I mean, I'm not excluding Sally. But, so, if she's gonna be uncomfortable with things, I wanna expose her to stuff. So what better way to expose her to things that might make her uncomfortable than to just add it to her day, okay? So, all right, I'm gonna put this right here so I'm not like bending over. I want you guys to still be able to see her too. Okay, so this little session right here, we just accomplished a lot of really good things. Hi, Tovah. Yes, oh, they don't have straps on them, so we can't put them on. We gotta find straps. I don't know where the straps are. I'm sorry, honey.
So I can't wear them?
Here, I gotta show you guys. So, the look of sheer sadness. How many kids wear a winter hat underneath a cowboy hat? Look
I
at
do because it doesn't fit right.
It's a little too big, yeah.
None of my hats fit right without something soft underneath it.
Yep. So, and Tovah's got some spurs there. She was really hoping to put on some spurs and
but you need to find some straps.
And do a whole routine for us. So, but I don't know where the straps are for the spurs.
Said, do I have to be there for this I'm just saying.
And I don't, my kids don't wear spurs, just so you know. They're strictly for costume purposes only. So anyway, Sally, see how she's pacing back and forth now? She's like, okay, something was new in my world, and I'm a little bit worried about it. I'm going to let her just settle down, and I'm going to sit here, and she's eventually going to make her way over here, is my guess. So we're just going to sit here and visit while we wait for her, because any kind of work to do with equines requires a lot of just sitting and waiting. So that's what we're going to do. But the fact that she stopped trotting around,
Find
and
straps
Tovah,
for these.
I don't know where these are. I'm sorry.
for-
The fact that she stopped trotting around and went to the center and rolled was exactly what I was hoping for. She did way more than I was expecting. She did it a lot quicker than I expected too. So had she just gone in the center or off to the side and sat and watched, I'd have been happy with that.
You need to find straps for the house.
Okay, so what kind of questions can I answer so far about what has happened today, or questions about Sally? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, horses or mules, if they're worried about something, they're not going to put themselves in a vulnerable position and lay down. So the big thing is the timing, okay? So if she was a little worried about this four-wheeler, and let me just say, I was not in any way, shape, or form chasing her. I was just simply driving around the exterior, and she could go anywhere she wanted. The only time that I would kind of shoo her away is if she got to where she was right in front of me. Because I don't want, think of the deer in the headlights look, okay? So a deer will be on the highway and a car is coming with its headlights on and the deer is just kind of like stunned by what's happening. I don't want that. So I need to distract her, let her know you keep moving, you know, get out of the way of this. Don't let it run into you. So, so anyway, I just drove around for a few minutes and let her kind of get used to it.
My chicken.
Okay, you go check on your chicken. Okay, so how tall is Sally? I don't know. She's
falling asleep on
maybe
the-
14 hands at the most. I could ride her bareback, but I won't put a first ride. I don't start horses or mules or any of that bareback. I always start with seven.
I'm perching on a lasso and she's falling asleep.
Oh, cute. Okay, we'll go check on her, baby. So, yeah, I think so too, Shul. I think it was pretty awesome.
I locked the dog in the stall, and
Thank
I
you.
also let both of the cats out, and I put cardboard in front of the door.
Perfect.
I couldn't shut it all the way.
Thank you, baby. Sally is like 12, I think, roughly. Okay, she's gonna roll again. She's like, oh. Yep, that's, you know, and this is just it. So, I mean, when I work with horses, this is the kind of stuff I do. I don't stand there and just like crack a whip 500 times. I mean, I expose them to life. And I think this is really important.
Can I tell them something real
Sure,
quick?
you can tell them
I need to
something.
move this down. So my brother might be not doing this, but he's on sound effects, and he has stage fright. So if you see him in there, because he doesn't want to be seen, he's just making the sounds. Don't say anything on here about it, because
I don't think Bodhi can read it though.
I mean, like pretend you don't see him, because I'll tell him if I see him. I'll tell him you have to move a little farther or something. But if you see him, just say, "You got it, Tovah." People.
Okay. Everybody says, okay, Tov. Cool. Chicken talk with Tovah. Yep, there's Louise. All right, so here's something funny too.
Can I tell them something else?
You want to tell them? Okay.
We're getting. They come in 17s, but we're getting more of her kind, and we're keeping 6.
Yeah. So, yeah, sorry guys. My kids are super shy.
My brother is super shy.
So
He has stage fright.
what happened is, Vic, if you're watching, thank you again. This is going to be a story that is told forever. Now, So Vic super chatted, and she said a little treat for the kids or something like that was her comment with the super chat. And so I told the kids about that. And I said, well, you guys can get whatever, whatever you want. Somebody gave this to you. And they're like, they thought about it for a moment. They thought about it for a minute and they're like, oh, can we get another one of Louise? That chicken is Louise. And Louise is the friendliest chicken. She is so nice. And so, yeah, that's what my kids want. They wanted a chicken so they don't have to share Louise. That's how it works. So what we, Vic, that's $20 you ever spent. Well, and then I told him, so I go online because it's Louise is a silver phoenix, I think it's called. And so I went online and ordered from Murray McMurray Hatchery. We've had really good success ordering chickens through there. And so I found them on there, and we want all females, of course, all hens. And if you order 6, it's $35, but then there's a small order fee of $35. So it would have cost me $70 for 6 chicks. So I asked a couple friends to go in on an order with me because there's a minimum of, I think it's 16. You got to order 16 or something. So my friend Katie's taking some, my friend Dee's taking some, so we were able to fill a full order. And I told the kids, okay, we can get 6. So whatever above the $20 it costs, you guys got to pay for yourself. So they are. So we have 6 chicks coming. I'm sure you guys will hear all about it when they come. They're not going to come till July. So but they're pretty, they kind of think that the chicks are going to be living in their rooms. It's not happening. So, okay. They're going to try to sneak these chicks in the house. I know, they really are. So it's what's going to happen. So I want you guys just to watch Sally. So you see how she's just kind of pacing. She's like, I'm just not sure about this. I don't know what to do. She's really unsure. So I'm going to go and do some random things. I'm not going to try to make her focus. I want it to be her idea, okay? So, Charlie, thank you so much. So we'll see, but she's just a little bit worried again. I might even fire the 4-wheeler back up another time before I'm done here. So, and this is just kind of what I do. I let the animal tell me what we're working on that day. So, let's see. So, Lily, yes, we are gonna, Jason and I are gonna, we had a couple ideas for some videos last night too, that for the 2 of us to do together. Okay, so I'm just gonna go like randomly walk around, and actually what I should do is grab a rake and fix the big, the great big lumps that I made. What a mess, eh? I swear, my husband, I've always told, because Beck will drag the arena, and I've learned from experience before that it's too heavy to pull that drag once the arena's been watered. But my husband just did it the other day. I watched him. And he's like, no, it's fine. So, whatever. But the other drag will work out fine. But I don't want these big lumps from where the drag stopped in the middle of the arena. So I'll grab a rake. I'll kind of walk around. I'll rake those things out. So this, yes, Jay. So my husband's messaging me right now. Yes, I understand. I should have used the other one. Thank you. But I just watched you do it the other day. He says he's just better at it. Boo. Whatever. So he's texting me while I'm talking to you guys. Okay, so I'm going to just go get the regular rake and walk around. Jason, I think that you should come out here and drag the arena for everybody. So, all right, I'll be right back. of stuff I'm looking for, okay? Simple stuff like this, non-traditional, just spending time with the animals, I think makes a lot of sense. And I've made so much more progress. Clover says hi. Clover, it wouldn't be a video without you. I've made so much progress just by doing random things, daily stuff, than I have like trying to stick to like a method or a program or something like that. So, somebody asked suggestions for transferring a horse from soft ground to soft ground from hard ground. Your horse should be able to adjust to the ground on their own. You shouldn't really have to do anything to adjust them. I would think maybe you need to really look at how your horse's feet are trimmed, because I think that makes a difference. So maybe consider that. So, and see how Sally goes back to just kind of pacing back and forth again. Yeah, so Missy, that's exactly it. There was a time where once I could finally get to where I could get near her, I would have a treat, and after I would get up to her and pet her, I could give her a treat. And so with her, this is one situation where I have used treats to gain this animal's trust, because she was really, really a hard one. Super hard. So, I wouldn't recommend that in a lot of cases, but in this situation, it was like, I am never going to get to touch her if I don't have something. And for her, she wasn't really big on being touched at the time, so just a scratch or a rub wasn't enough for her. She was a really hard sell. So now she absolutely loves to be rubbed and scratched, pet, and everything else, but it took a long time to get her to that point. So, yeah, you can't go and work with a horse or a mule and have a plan per se. And you have to really check your expectations at the door, because they might have totally different plan for the day than you do. And you just kind of have to go with it. What do you have to say? My goodness. Oh. Zoom is asking how long I've been riding, and I am going to be 40 in July, and I've been riding since before I could walk, so a very long time. So she really wants to be over here. She's just not sure if she should be. So, and you guys probably remember too, if you've watched where I've walked out into the pasture with the camera on a tripod or on a selfie stick, walked out there, and she just snorts at it. You know, she's like, I don't want anything to do with that. You're different. Even for the longest time, having gloves on, just gloves. She's just like, no, it's different. So anything different to her, she's, you know, it's hard for her to get used to it. So, oh, Charlie, that's a great idea. Charlie says that I should do a Zoom call with my members, even though she's not even a member. She suggests that. What a great idea. I love when I get good ideas from people. So with that being said, so those of you, my members, thank you. And if you want to know what being a member consists of, it's there's a little join button next to the subscribe button, and you can click on that, and it will take you to memberships. Memberships are $6.99 a month, and it's a recurring thing. But on there, I'll be sharing more like how to in-depth training stuff. So if you want to further your horsemanship skills, that's a great opportunity right there. And I really thank you. I really thank you for that support. Those of you who've done that, I appreciate it. But just know that I don't expect anybody to join as a member. Nothing is going to change about my channel. I'll continue to keep doing it the way I've been doing it. So. Yeah, and mules are such cool animals. Like my husband just texted and said, oh, Yay, Beck's a member, woohoo! So what Jason just mentioned is that, you know, mules are used for hunting in the mountains. People do so much with mules. They're so versatile, and they just are really cool animals. So I'm really excited about my adventure with Sally. Look at her trying to look out the window. She's like, I really need to get out there because I'm not comfortable here. And then she'll come around and want to kind of come over here. But that's what I like. See, before, oh gosh, I wish I only have a couple of like videos from when she first arrived. And I wish that I had taken hindsight. Anytime I get an animal in, I will make sure to get a ton of footage right off the bat, because I wish you guys could have seen the struggles that I've been through with this mule. And like Beck knows, Beck's my moderator on here, and she can tell you. So, but Sally was so distant. Like, she just wouldn't, like, this is how she was all the time. Like, get me away, get me away, get me away, was all constant. She just didn't want anything to do with anybody. And she had when she came, I'll tell you a little bit about her. When she first came, it was her and a donkey. And the donkey, it was a little miniature donkey. And they were very, very, very tight. Like, the donkey really didn't care about Sally, but the mule was so attached to this donkey that she just couldn't handle being away from her. So now a couple of you are commenting about not being able to sign up as members. I don't think it's an option yet in the UK, but just be patient, because it's relatively new to YouTube. So be patient, because it is coming in other areas, but I think that's why you're having problems, but don't quote me on.
Monster Christy is Conicus. Can you please do our play now?
In a few minutes. Yes, in a few minutes, honey, I promise.
Said, hey, Monster Christy is Conicus.
We'll come out in just a few minutes. I'm telling you, will you shut that, please? So Sally not only was the most difficult animal to catch, she also, see how she just came over here a little bit? That's great. That's what I like to see. So if she could just like meander over here, if she could come and stand right here, I would be thrilled with our training session for today. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, Sally was also the most like buddy sour. Have you guys ever worked with a horse that was buddy sour? And it just makes you crazy, because they scream and scream and scream. If you take the one horse away, the one that's left behind just screams its head off, and it's like borderline where it's dangerous, like it's going to hurt itself. So that's how it was with Sally. The good thing about Sally is she's very respectful of fencing.
I just put Louise.
Tova.
It's not open.
Yeah, just leave it, honey, okay? I'll be out there in a minute, I promise.
Mommy, when I introduced Louise to Sally, Sally went on this.
Oh, she snorted at her? Yeah. She breathed on her?
And Louise opened her mouth and she was like.
That's what Sally does. She's really, she's taught me so much. You really have to pay attention. I've never paid attention to a horse's nostrils so much. Sally is very expressive. The first place, you know, she'll have her ears on you and her eyes on you. But the first indication she gives you that she's ready to hightail it out of there are her nostrils. Like, her nostrils will like kind of, it's weird. It's even just like the outside. It's like way up. They'll like expand.
Mommy, you better be here in 2 minutes.
No.
Yes.
It's just the strangest thing. But that's the first thing that'll happen. So I always try to pay close attention to her nostrils. And with horses, you know, I'm a pretty firm believer in with the comfort zone. You know, you want to go in. Let's say a horse isn't comfortable with their ears being touched. I'll go in and I'll rub them, and I'll go up to the ear, but then I'll pull back away and go pet somewhere else before they want to take off, okay, or before they want to throw their head or whatever. So it's the same thing with Sally. Like, I come in and I get a little bit out of that comfort zone for just a moment, and then I come back out, okay? And with her, but that's her indication, like that she's ready to boom, bolt, is those nostrils. So I've really, really learned to pay close attention to that kind of stuff. The expression just makes such a huge difference. So it's pretty cool, though, to pay attention to. But she's taught me a lot about stuff like that. So this donkey that came with her, its name was Tam. And I sold the donkey to, let me just back up. This is not my mule. It's not mine. But she might end up being mine. I don't know yet. I got to decide. So that's not in a big hurry on that. So I sold the donkey, and that was, as bad as you feel for the horse. You guys ever see these ads for a horse? Okay, this horse is for sale, but they must be sold together as a pair because they're friends. You guys ever see those on where horses are advertised? Oh my gosh. Well, and you hate to tell people, well, sure, I'll take them together, but I don't want this one, so I'm selling it, or whatever. It just, people have a really hard time, and they think that just because these two are buddy sour with each other, that they love each other so much that they can't be separated. That's not true. The real thing is the horses have a hard time coping without their herd mate, okay? So we need to teach them how to cope without their herd mate, and how they don't have any confidence. That's the problem. So this horse has no confidence in itself, so it's really having a hard time without its buddy, okay? Same with people. Think of being around somebody who's really brave with something and then somebody who's not brave with something. It's the same sort of thing. So, and I can use lessons as a perfect example, because I'll have I'm going to use kids as an example, but I'll have 4 kids in a lesson who are totally brave and doing their thing, and then I'll have one that maybe isn't very confident, okay? And if we kind of increase the pressure as to things are going on, that one that's not confident is going to kind of lose it a little bit, where the 4 that are confident, they're like, yeah, bring it on, cool, whatever. So it's just, you got to look at the animal and be like, okay, what is the real problem? The buddy sour issues right there, that's the symptom, okay? I'm going to treat the disease. The disease is they're not confident in themselves, and they don't know how to handle a lot of things. So let's dive in and fix that disease, and then the symptoms go away. So it's amazing how stuff like that works, but people see it and they're like, oh my gosh, horse can't be away from other horses. I got to fix that. Well, find out why. Why can't they? So buddy sour means that when 2 horses are together, they're happy and they can handle it. And maybe one is fine whether they're alone or not, but the other one loses its mind when the other horse leaves. So, for instance, when I had the donkey here with Sally and the donkey were together, and the donkey left. Or say we bring the donkey in to work with her, this mule would pace. I do have video footage of this stuff, and I will do a voiceover explaining what she's doing in that. And it's going to be really hard for some people to watch, because they'll be like, oh, that poor mule, you need to, put her with her friend because she's so upset. What do we learn by that? What do we learn by being scared and then not having to learn how to deal with things? What do we learn from that? So with her, she eventually got over it. And I was really worried to put her out with the herd because of how connected she was to that donkey. Putting her out with the herd, I'm like, she's just going to become so attached to somebody else that I'm not going to be able to catch the bugger. And then what? And then I got her out in the whole pasture with, more than a dozen horses, and I can't catch her. Then you're just, then it's terrible. Then you spend half a day trying to catch her. It's just a nightmare. So for me, I'm like, the best thing to do with her is to get her to the point where she will trust me and she can rely on me for feeling confident, okay? And then when I put her with the herd, I'll still be that place where she can feel confident in herself, okay? So that's what I did. And it took a long time, really long time. And I'm really grateful because, like I said, this isn't my mule. And somebody brought her to me to be trained and sold. And I said, I don't think she really realized, um, you know, when I say things, I mean it. I said, that's fine as long as I can keep her as long as I need to. And it's been a long, it's been like a year and a half. So with her, it's like, I will not, you do not pass go. If you don't finish something, you do not pass go on to the next thing. So with her, I'm like, first I need to be able to catch her. I'm not willing to just, before she was left in her paddock at home with a halter and lead rope on all the time. It was just a short lead, but that's the only way they could catch her. And I was like, I am not turning her out, period, until I can catch her, or I'm not going to leave a halter and lead rope on her, period. I'm not going to do that. I am going to work through it, make sure I can catch her. So she was put in a smaller pen with the donkey was sold, and then I spent the next few months working to just be able to catch her. So, and it was quite a while before I put her out with the actual herd, because I'm like, I need to make sure that I can catch this mule. Now, and if you want to see that process, Sally has her own playlist. It's just labeled Sally. And you can see I've got a couple of videos on her so far, and I will be adding more. So if you guys are interested in any of my horses at all, look for their playlist. I really focus on those playlists, and I put everything in chronological order. So like Manzer, for instance, I have Nika's pregnancy, the birth, everything up to, let's see, I just posted videos on him this weekend from the end of October, and they'll be coming to an end pretty soon. I really don't have much of him over the winter that's in there, but in his playlist, it's all there. Same with Miss Kitty, you know, her entire journey, and I'll be doing the same thing with Sally. So, but I'm trying to focus on one of them at a time. So get Manzer's playlist up to date, and then I'll get Miss Kitty's finished, and then I'll move on to another one and really start getting those up for you guys so you can just see the whole journey, because I think it's all a learning experience, you know, not just, oh, this is what we're doing today. I want you to see the backstory of things, okay? So there's a lot that goes into this stuff. It's not just a matter of, you know, getting out and working with them, but there's a lot that goes in here. Yep.
My tummy started to hurt when I was bouncing on the trampoline.
Your tummy's hurting from the trampoline?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get sick on that too. So just don't jump on it anymore for a minute.
But
That's part of your show? Okay. Well, you just got
the whole show's on.
You guys just holy cow, we got 150 people watching. So
We got one.
150 people watching. Okay,
Thanks for blaming it
let's
for me.
do you guys want to see the show that Tovah's planning for you guys?
Sure.
I think it'll be good. We'll
I
let
heard a sandhill crane, so I'm like, what is a sandhill crane doing in the barn?
we'll let Sally
Mommy, look.
we'll let Sally settle down for a minute.
Mommy,
So we'll
let
go
everyone
watch.
look. Dun, 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 dun. Turn everyone.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun,
Okay.
dun, 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 dun. Bonnie, it's time for our
You
show.
guys ready for this? Okay, somebody asked me the name of my barn. We just call our barn, we own the barn, we just call it Rolling Ranch. There's no website, no nothing for it. So, but it's just what we named it, and Rolling's our last name. And someone else asked what size is our arena. It is, the riding area is 60 by 120. Oh, good girl, Sally. See her just standing over there looking, and then she'll go back to pacing back and forth. But at least she doesn't go back and forth and bray her head off, because that's what she used to do, is just constant. Oh my gosh, the poor thing just screamed all the time. But I haven't heard her peep since we've been out here. It's really, really great. So, all right. And just to clarify too, it's 60 feet by 120 feet. We're just gonna wait here for a minute and see what happens, because I want to make sure that I give her as many encouraging moments as possible. Oh, hi, Sally. What a good girl you are. She loves to be scratched. She's like, I don't always always like the camera though. It's kind of
Come on
scary.
already?
Huh? We're coming. Sally just needed a moment. So I'm giving Sally her moment. Yeah, she's pretty small. I'm 5'3", and she's probably, I've never put a stick on her, but she's probably,
everyone.
just a minute, Tovah, she's probably, she's between 13 and 14 hands.
If everyone wants Bodhi to do sound effects, comment and type in something and say, Bodhi, we want you.
My kid needs her own channel. She keeps stealing mine, taking my, oh, the door. Can't get the door open. Sally, you gotta go that way though, honey. Come on. Okay. Oh my gosh, the door. Fix the door. Okay, you guys ready? Okay.
Hey, Louise is part of the show. Put her back now.
Tovah, are you really comfortable with yelling at your brother in front of, like, let's see, there's what, 150 people watching?
Can you please put her back?
Thank you. That was a much nicer way of going about it. Bodhi, please put the chicken where the chicken is supposed to go. I had no part in any of this. I have no idea what they're doing. Okay? Hey, you ready?
I wish Bodhi would do the sound effects.
Bodhi, would you please do the sound
They're
effects?
really cool.
She said they're really great.
Yeah. They're
Okay, look at the chicken. Do you guys see the chicken sitting on the settle? Oh my gosh. Oh, we just need a dog and a pony involved and we're all set. Okay, all right, go ahead. Do your thing.
Don't tell me. My achy breaky. Just don't stand. That is become my heart. My achy breaky heart. My melody.
Can you guys hear the chicken?
Here, I'm gonna fix something.
What?
I'm gonna make it so you can't really see the trampoline.
Oh, you don't want to see the trampoline? You just want to
No.
see you? Okay, okay, okay. All right, go ahead. It's perfect. Oh my gosh, the chicken is talking the whole time. Whoopsie. Oh, guys.
When I went, woo, he was supposed to go, ah, woo.
Oh, okay, okay. And then we get the cat. The cat just wandered in. Hopefully she doesn't take off with the chicken. Seriously though, guys, look at that chicken. This is what she does. Louise just hangs out with us.
And soon we're gonna have 7.
Yep. Okay, is your routine done?
Nope.
Almost? If anybody's wondering or can't hear, she is reciting Achy Breaky Heart. Yeah. Okay.
That was one of the noises, of course.
Okay, the chicken is falling asleep. The chicken is falling asleep.
Let me go get one of my props.
Okay,
I feel
okay.
like she's gonna. I feel like she's
Oh
gonna.
my gosh, guys. So this is normal around here, yeah. But so the thing though is Sally is now hanging out in the arena and she's just kind of soaking on what's all kind of gone on. So it's really good to give horses the opportunity, horses or mules the opportunity to sit and soak on things. I hope your father's watching this.
Oh, come on. He always is.
Oh, Lucy, thank you so much. Lucy, Tovah, you got a super chat.
Yes.
Lucy super chatted.
Wait, what do you mean super chat?
She sent money. Honey.
That's a mess. I hate it.
There. Okay. Woo! Okay, grand finale.
No, it's not.
All right, I gotta go do some work with Sally now.
No, I'm not done.
Wrap it up there, baby. You're supposed to go, ta-da! Okay. Thank you for being so kind as to watching her.
Thank you for watching Versatile Horsemanship in my show. Bye. See you next time. Thank you for until next time. Bye. Bodie, you were not even part of it, so you don't have to.
And Louise just flapped her wing. She said thank you too. Okay, so now I'm going to take Sally and just do a little bit of groundwork with her. And I'm going to put you guys back over in a corner. We're going to go in a different corner this time. And you notice, look at, she's coming with. See, now this tripod would have completely been too much for her not too long ago. Yes, yes, Bode. You can go inside. Go ahead. Okay. Sally, that was a lot, hey? Boy, the things that happen around here, you just never know. So, I want to get Sally, you guys saw how she was when the four-wheeler was moving around, and here's my goal, is I'd like to get her to the point where I can lead her, where I can be on the four-wheeler and lead her, and get her so she's totally comfortable with that, where it's no big deal. We do use a side-by-side when we feed, and she doesn't mind that at all, but it's different, and it's in a different environment too. There's not usually, I mean, when she's in here, there's not usually motorized vehicles. So, now when I halter her too, another thing is if you kind of ever made if you should trip or something around her, she was like gone. So, and I'm very clumsy. And my friend Lee Smith said one time that she's like, well, I kind of stumble-proof my horses. And I'm like, what do you mean by stumble-proof? And she's like, you know, you're walking along and you stumble. And I'm like, yes, I do know that all too well because I am so clumsy. And so I think of Sally, and I have sort of stumble-proofed her. So not only do I just walk up, because at first it was like you had to be real cautious about putting the halter on. Otherwise, she was like, I'm out of here. And after time, after she started trusting me more, I would walk up to her and I kind of like move around a little bit or something. Even there, she's like, oh, I should back up. But I would kind of move around when I go to put the halter on her. Do you see how like immediately she's like, oh. But I'd move around a lot around her because it makes it so if I do walk up to catch her and I'm like stuck in the mud, she's not going to take off on me because she's like, what are you doing? You're weird. But I see a lot of people do that. They're like, oh, just be real cautious because it might scare them. And just your daily way that you deal with your horse or your mule, whatever, is the way I look at their training. So I don't need to bring her in here and shake a tarp around her 50 times or slap a whip on the ground this many times or anything like that. It's just in your daily handling. Mix things up, do weird stuff, run up to them and pet them real quick. So instead of just like petting them, go like that to pet them. To see how that worried her? And then I pet her and I'm going to do it again and again and again. And you see her nostrils? She's like, what the heck are you doing? That's good stuff to do. You know, just be standing there and simply like, you know, start like jogging in place or jumping jacks or just be weird. That's how I get my horses So they're good with kids, because kids are so random in the stuff that they do that it's really good for our equine friends because they get used to just, oh, whatever, that's just normal. So I want my horse to think if I'm going to come up to them and I trip, I don't want my horse to get scared and turn and kick me in the head because I just suddenly was a monster. I want them to look at me and be like, oh, well, that's normal, whatever. So I'm just going to ask her to step back a little bit. One more. Sally's missing a bunch of hair on her forelock. It's weird. She must have been rubbing it. She gets really bad mats. I'm sorry, honey. She gets really bad mats around her ears. Yeah, it looks like she rubbed part of her forelock off. So, can you guys hear me okay in this location? Is this a good spot for you to be? If somebody would comment and let me know, that would be really great so I can make sure that I don't need to move. It's hard because, yeah, okay, thank you guys. All right, so I'm just going to take her, just do some real basic groundwork with her today, and that's pretty much it. I might turn her loose and finish up my job with the four-wheeler, but I won't keep you guys here for all that. I should be able to send my horse around me and be able to toss a rope over their back without it being a big deal. When the rope lands on them, they shouldn't be too worried. But you see how she kind of wants to skirt out around me? And I'm trying to throw it softly over her back. And I want you to pay close attention to how much slack is in the lead rope. I want the lead rope to have some slack in it. I don't want it to be real tight. When it's real tight, it means she's pulling on me. But see how she stops. She gets worried and she'll stop. Everything about me is asking her to just move forward. I'm not asking her to stop. I'm not asking her to go faster. I'm just simply asking her to move. But she'll stop when she's not sure about something, or she'll pull, or she'll go faster. I'll bring her to me, and I'm going to send her the other way. Same thing. And I don't usually have, like, I prefer not to have a popper on the end of my lead rope. This one just has a little piece of, like, leather lace. But I don't like to have that popper really hit them hard, so a lot of my lead ropes are just plain. I actually make them. I just want her to keep going around me. Of the rope. Some people ask me, occasionally I make noises, I'll cluck to them or whatever, but I try not to. It's actually a habit that I would really like to get rid of. I just kind of grew up clucking and kissing to my horse, and it's, like I said, it's a habit. And working with, giving riding lessons, it's hard because a lot of times if a kid can't get a horse to go, I need to be able to help out. So I would really prefer not to use any vocal cues with my horses at all. Like nothing, not even whoa. I want them to rely on my body language to know what they should be doing. So I am saying, my body's saying, keep moving. So my right hand is motioning to her, I want you to go this way. And then I can follow through with the tail of my rope and let her know to go, if I needed to. But this rope just being flipped up over her back should not say go faster or stop. It's simply just something that's happening. It's no different than if I were on her back and kind of flopping around a little bit. But see right there, she thinks I'll just stop. Nope. There. When she gets stuck, I just help her. We just want to go in a little circle. And I only do this until I feel that we don't need to do it anymore. Okay? So she can pull on me all day. But we need to make sure that we can pass this. You see her just kind of pulling? Good. And then I leave her alone as soon as she goes forward. Good. I want forward. She does not follow a feel very good. And apparently she's been driven too. And gosh, I don't even know how they drove her without getting killed, because she'll take off on you in a second. Good. That's great. So now she's moving forward off the field a little better. Good. And I just want to be able to toss this up over her back and have it be no big deal. Good girl. But I want her to kind of ignore that movement and just focus on, oh, I'm just supposed to be going in a circle. That rope going over my back doesn't mean anything. And I'm tossing it nice and light. But it's like, just carry on. But you see how I got a little pressure there to say go forward. Oh, and then she stops. I got to let her know, go forward. When I first started doing this with her, every time the rope would go up over her back, she would brace. And she'd stop. Her head would come up, she'd brace. Well, that right there is where bucking and rearing comes from. So just this simple act of just sending her around me. Good girl. There. Now my body stopped. So I made it very clear that we're stopping now. Okay? But I don't need to use a lunge whip or anything like that to get her to go around me in a circle. I want her to follow a feel. Think about it. There's always a feel involved. You're either working with them on the ground or you're working with them when you're in the saddle, but there's always a feel. Pressure. Pressure and release is always there regardless. But if you use your voice and rely on that, at some point or another it's going to fail. Because you know, if you're, okay, think about this. If you're, say you're in an arena riding and you're on like a horse that's been trained, like, let me think here, who's been trained, whoa. You're riding along and somebody standing on the rail says, whoa, when you're riding your horse. And your horse just plants on the brakes and you didn't want him to stop. So to me, that's failure right there. That horse, there's a miscommunication. Your horse is listening to somebody else. Or like if you're riding your horse and somebody else is clucking and kissing your horse and they're riding behind you, your horse is trying to speed up because they're listening to that other rider cluck and kiss. Failure. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. For me, I want my horse to feel, because nobody else can do that, okay? So if I've taught my horse to feel for me to ask them to go faster, or feel for me to ask them to slow down, there's no room for error there, okay? And I've got my reins as a last resort. I'm focusing on my body, but my reins are the backup. But, you know, when you're focusing on vocals, there's a lot of mistakes there. So I prefer to work with my horses, Mule, on following that feel, body language, pressure, release, and understanding it that way. And think about it, what if your horse goes deaf? Then what are you going to do? So that's just the kind of stuff I think about, where the feel will always, you can't lose feel. It will always be there. So just something to think about. So just a simple act of just tossing this up over her back, and I did it with her walking, and she did okay. Now I'll see if I can just get her to stand here and toss it up over her back. Good girl. And have her be comfortable with it. We see how her ears perked up. She's like, oh, that's scary. But I would like her expression to change a little bit to more relaxed. If you look, she's super tight underneath here. And up here is really tight too. She's just kind of like, she's really braced on it. I would like her to relax and maybe even, I don't even know if I'll get, oh, good girl. I would like her head to just kind of drop and soften. I don't want to force her into that at all. I want her to do it on her own. If she would maybe lick and chew a little bit, that's something that has really been super hard for her, is just to relax and to lick and chew. And so I'm not doing this like, I'm not saying, okay, she's standing here, okay, she's good at this. And I'm also not going to drill it for 10 minutes straight. What I'm watching is for a change. So when I was sending her and doing this with her walking in a circle, I just kept doing that until I noticed a change. So the one direction was a lot easier than the other, but I changed direction when I didn't feel like I needed to do it the one way anymore. Okay? So I'll just keep doing this, fiddling around, because she's happy to stand here, but she's not comfortable. She's absolutely not comfortable. So I'll just keep fiddling around. You see her flinch every time I do this? I want her just to relax. And her, like I said, she doesn't give up licking and chewing very easily. I mean, it's really hard to get with her. And her mouth is real tight right now. Can you see that? A tight mouth leads to a tight jaw, leads to a tight neck, leads to a tight body, leads to buck you off. So that kind of stuff is super important to watch for. And so, I mean, like I said, with this mule, it took me months just to be able to touch her. And then it took a couple months after that to be able to touch her and have her be comfortable with it. Like, she'd let you do it, but she didn't like it. And I just sit here and fumble. Like I said, I'm super clumsy. And this isn't hurting her at all. This is just sort of bouncing around, and she's just like waiting for it to be over with. But I want her to just be like, oh, okay. But the sooner she relaxes about this kind of stuff, the sooner I quit. So I don't just keep drilling and drilling and drilling. I stop as soon as she gives me some indication of relaxation, or just where she's like quiet about it. But all the tension that's in her body right now is not a good thing. And if I find a spot that's really uncomfortable, I'll usually just kind of go to a different spot and then come back to that uncomfortable spot again, and I just kind of keep moving around. Guys, I apologize. I see there's a lot of comments coming up on the screen. If I don't answer you in the live stream, please leave me a comment on the video after it has processed, and I will definitely respond. So I usually, I'm pretty good about seeing those, but you see how she kind of flinches when I do that? She'll get good at this. At least she stands now. I have to just keep going. We just keep going in circles. Like, she knows that I want her to stand right now. And now the next thing is for her just to understand that, oh, we're just going to just chill out. Okay. So she knows she's expected to stand, where before I would do this, she'd just want to go in circles. Like, she'd kind of run from me sideways. And I just keep doing this until she'd stop her feet. And then I would release it, because that was the next step. Is like, okay, well, I just need her to understand that she doesn't need to run away from me. She can just relax. Something too that I noticed when I first started working with her, I'd throw my rope over her back, and the rope would kind of stick to her like Velcro. It was the wildest thing, and I'm like, what the heck? And I used her for a clinic the very first weekend that she was here. And it was Lee Smith that I was working with, and Lee used to work with mules on a ranch. Her lips just softened. So that's where I stop on that side. She just I just watched her lips just kind of relax. So that was nice. But anyway, so I asked Lee Smith, why is my lead rope sticking to her like that? And she says, that's her hair. Like, she is not comfortable, and her hair is like standing up. And not like, see her licking shoe? That's great. That's what I'm looking for, okay? So she was just not comfortable at all, and so she was just tight everywhere, and she was so tight that her hair literally was like standing up everywhere. And it was just the wildest thing. I'd never encountered that before. And their coats are a little different than horses. Not a lot, but there's just some differences. You know, she relaxed, cocked a foot, lowered her head, licked and chewed, took a deep breath. Any of those things are really good things. Training should be relatively boring, though. And sometimes I accidentally, when I toss the rope, I try to always do it soft, but occasionally I'll toss it and I'll sort of kind of whack them on the side. Doesn't hurt them at all, but it can be startling. So I try to be careful. But then after they get sort of used to it, I become pretty careless with it, because you just never know, you know. What if you accidentally got them with the rope? You don't want to startle them. You want them to be used to it. Oh, it's just a rope, no big deal. I want you to step forward. Thank you. That's a good girl. So we'll just wait. At least she's blinking a little more. That's a good sign. What if maybe she would swallow? She's kind of holding her breath. And I know quite a few horses will do that. But that's a buck right there. That's a buck, that's a rear. So getting rid of this kind of stuff, just, it's all money in the bank. You know, it's insurance for later. Telling, you know, this kind of stuff is making it so you got a less chance of those things happening. There, did you see her soften her eye and lower her head a little bit? That's all I'm looking for, those subtle little teeny tiny details. There, and she took a nice big breath. Did you see the puff of steam come out? That's great. That's all I'm looking for. There, now she's got a hind foot cock. That's great. Okay. So this is the kind of stuff to me that is so, so, so important. And it's important to not skip steps. I saw a post on Facebook in the, I don't know, one of the groups that I'm in. You know, and it's hard for me because people are so often they're asking for advice, but they don't really want it. And so I really don't respond to that kind of stuff very often. And I call those people assholes. Because they like to ask for your advice, but they'd never take it. So there's really no point. But anyway, this gal was like, you know, I need some advice on loading my horse in the trailer. He's really nervous with being in a trailer. And I actually had a client message me just the last couple days, too, about the same thing. And it's like, well, if you do all your groundwork, then the trailer shouldn't be an issue, okay? You know, and I understand there's some horses who've had actual issues in the trailer, but that, you know, has caused fear. You know, I had one horse, it was a Frisian Percheron cross, and he was in a major accident I'm talking like he went over, there's a bar, it was a 2-horse trailer, and there's a bar in front of his chest. He went over that bar, and this is a massive horse, Frisian Percheron, went over that bar, like did a somersault over it, and to where his hind feet were sticking up in the manger, and his head was in the back. It was a major accident. So for him, going in a trailer, yeah, I mean, he had to be pulled out with a tractor. It was bad. And he lost a large chunk of one of his hind feet and had to be on stall rest for 6 months. It was a major, major accident. And I ended up taking the horse for training after he healed perfect. But trailer loading is one of my favorite things to work on. And I find that if you just don't focus so much on the trailering part of it and find all the little things that need to be fixed, the anxiety with the trailer goes away. You know, getting the horse to trust you and be comfortable and getting rid of all the braces that are there, and giving them some confidence is the ticket. So the gal who owned that horse, you know, I went and I picked him up for training, and we got him in the trailer, and I have a lot of different ways. I worked with a lot of different trailers, a lot of different horses, a lot of different ways. See that? I backed her up because I didn't invite her to be on top of me. I want her to be with me, but give me my space, okay? She doesn't need to be on me, but she's kind of needy like that. Like she's like, but my person, I must be right next to you, just like she was with the mini donkey we had. She's like, I got to be right next to her all the time. So I don't want her crawling on top of me because that could become dangerous. So anyway, I really enjoy having a lot of different scenarios, different horses, different trailers, different everything, and finding the safest way to load a horse possible. And, you know, I like to load them. I like to work with a horse to help them through any problems they may have with the trailer. There's some situations where you just need to get a horse in a trailer to get it somewhere. I had one horse that I worked with I'll tell you all about her another day. But oh my gosh, she needed to be hauled to a rescue. Basically, this horse had a lot of problems. And the owner was boarding it and had been boarded at this place for years. And the owner she lived in different country. She just was sent to check every month. And she never actually came to see the horse or do anything with the horse. And finally one day she's like, well, I don't want to pay board on her anymore, so I'm just going to euthanize her. And the barn owner where I work, she's like, no, we have done so much work with this horse to get her so she can function in a actual like healthy environment. We're not just euthanizing this horse. So she found a rescue to take her to, and I was the one that had to get her there. So, and this horse had so many problems. Oh my gosh, the poor thing was just a mental wreck. And so we got her in the trailer, and it was like, for me, that kind of stuff is like, I love to pick it apart and thinking about it and try to come up with the best scenario for getting this animal in there in a manner that is going to, for one, be safe, but to not be traumatic for them. So I was like, I look at it as like a personal challenge. You know, I really, really enjoy trailer loading. But in that situation, I wasn't going to take the horse out and do all this groundwork and try to get her so she's, you know, not bracing all this stuff. That was not necessary. The goal was just to get her somewhere where she was going to be the rest of her life. So with this mule, it took 2 days of them trying to get her in the trailer to bring her here. And I wish that I had had the time to go over to their house and work with her and get her in the trailer myself. I didn't have the time to do that, and they're, you know, a little bit further away, so it would have taken me a while. But now what I'm excited about, she's not been in a trailer since she's been here. And I've worked on enough things with her where I don't think trailer loading is going to be an issue. So, but I'm excited to do videos about that too, because it's just, you know, it's like the proof is there. So this lady that had posted on Facebook about wanting suggestions for how to get her horse in the trailer, I suggested, I said, you got to check your groundwork. If your groundwork's not good, I said, your horse is really going to have problems. And she was saying that she had been trying to bribe the horse in the trailer retreats. If anybody, if you've got any experience with horses, you know that bribery does not work. I'm going to actually pull her up here now, or I'm going to invite her. See, it just takes very little bit, but I'm going to say, okay, come on up here now and hang out with me. So, a little more. So anyway, with her, you know, I said, check your groundwork, and she says, oh, his groundwork's great. Well, no, it's not. Because when you get into a situation where you want to do your groundwork into the trailer, it doesn't go well. So therefore, your groundwork is not great. And people don't understand that. They think it goes back to treating the symptom versus the disease. We need to treat the disease, not the symptom. Trailer loading is a symptom. The disease is your groundwork sucks and your horse doesn't trust you. So as much as, you know, a hard pill it is for a lot of people to swallow, that's the honest truth. So with her, I'm really excited to work with her on some trailer loading and to see how she does. Because, you know, I put a lot of work into her so far, and I feel like she's going to be a lot better about it. So, okay. But and then the other situation, you know, where my client called me, she needs to get this horse in a trailer to take it somewhere, and he's very scared, and he's very scared of everything. So that's another one. Man, I would love to go over there and work with him, because for me, it's fresh meat, you know. It's like I love it's like a problem that I like to solve. Isn't she just the sweetest? I just really like her. And you know what? I can finally like I can put, oh, and then she's like, no, you can't. I can put my face up to her. She's like, no, you can't. We're on camera now. You can't do that. But this used to just make her so nervous. And she's, of course, resorting right back to being like worried about it. But yeah. She's like, I'm so scared when you do that. I don't like it. There. Yeah. But I mean, you can just like handling her muzzle before, she didn't like it at all. And I'm like, I will kiss you. It's a goal of mine. I will kiss your muzzle. She'll get used to it. So, but she's like, I'm just going to keep backing up because I don't like it. It makes me nervous. Good girl. As I get my face pawed off. It's like forced love. Hi, kitty kitty. There. There. But again, it's like, you know, releasing at the right time. There. Good girl. I have ducks behind my arena. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm done with her. That was a great session for her. I'm not worried about much else. I mean, the four-wheeler alone was a really great thing. So I'm going to do that a few more times with her, and until I'm pretty confident being able to lead her off of it, that sort of stuff. So, but it's good for her. So good. I think there's a lot of imagine all the dressage and jumping horses that could really use stuff like that. Now, yawning, there's a couple things for yawning. Yawning can be a stress response, but it can also be a relaxed response. So just being able to understand the difference. She's not stressed right now. So she's probably thinking, I'm kind of tired. I worked kind of hard. So I'm going to turn her loose and let her, she'll probably go roll again. And that's okay. She's allowed. So this is another thing too. Anytime I take a halter off, I don't just let them rip it out of my hand. I'm going to take it off, how I had her just bring her nose to me, and then I drop it, okay? I don't want her to just pull away. That's what my Lucky Pony does, and he's almost broken two people's noses, at least, mine being one of them. So, all right, well, while she's yawning and taking a, going and rolling, let's go over here and we'll talk for just a moment. Hopefully you guys can hear me over here. And we'll go hang out with Katie. And she's gonna come with. So, we'll give her the opportunity to just kind of chill out. Oh, good, Charlie. I'm glad you enjoy this. You know, I miss everybody coming to the barn so much. Here, I'm going to turn this on so you guys don't have to look at my face anymore. You can look at Sally. There. And it's good for her to have to be, like I said, she really didn't like my camera. Holy cow, we got 174 people, 176 people watching. That's so cool. Kevin, Sally is not mine. She actually belongs to a client. So, and I'll do more about her. So no worries, there's gonna be a lot more coming about her. It's like, she's like, can I get any closer to you? I just wanna be next to you. She's so tight. Oh, mules are so smart. Oh, this is so funny, you guys. She is, I mean, she could not be any closer to me. Like, I can't show you where her feet are. It doesn't go that low, but she's trying to kind of push the camera out of the way so she can be closer to me. So maybe I do need to turn it around on my mug here. Hold on. Okay, here, there. She wants to be there. Is that better? But she's just so cool. I like her so much. So I don't know. I feel like she may become a permanent resident of our barn. We'll see. I don't need to make any decision on that right now. So, or if the right person comes along that wants to buy her, that's fine too. So we'll see. But all right, guys, fire away some questions now that I'm sitting here looking at the camera. You can ask me some questions. Yeah, Peggy, exactly. So Peggy says it's good that I show how long these things really take. And if you guys had any idea, my gosh, I've put hours. Like, I saw, look, she's stepping closer and closer. And I'm okay with that right now. You know, she's welcome. But if I didn't want her here, I would ask her to leave. And I wouldn't let her come back up here until I was ready for her to be here. So, and that's the thing is you can't let them get where they're too, so like right there, I went ahead and gave her a little push. You don't want them to get where it's dangerous. But she feels comfortable with me. So I'm going to tap on her until she takes a step away. Because that shoulder, that shoulder is getting a little close. But she's like, I just feel so comfortable with you. I just want to be next to you. And I get that, but it's like, you know, with a kid too. Like, I love my kids, but they don't need to be on me all the time. So it's just kind of how it works. Yeah, Jessica, exactly. So, you know, like she said, Jessica said, he stood still to be saddled, but as soon as she reached for the cinch, he moved. Well, I would definitely work on that, and I wouldn't cinch it up until he stood still for me to do it. And that's what happens too with a lot of people when they go to get on a horse. They go to get on it. It's one of the big things that people have problems with is my horse won't stand still for me to get on it. Well, they go to get on it, the horse moves, and they just take a dive and jump on it. So it's like, well, you're not teaching it anything by just diving on the horse. So, David, you said, do I think a horse lover would get the same satisfaction from a mule? Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is the coolest animal ever. Like, I love her. I've always really liked mules. And I've ridden them before, but I've never had one. And I just think they're super cool. There's so many things about her that I really like. And I like to compare, you know, you can compare different species of animals. Oh gosh, here comes Jackson. He's like the really annoying kid. see if you guys can see him. Can you see him? Jackson. He's just a pain in the butt. I love him. He's so cute. He's such a nice kitty, but he's a pain in the butt. So anyway, back to mules. Sally is like my dog Stella almost. She's a German. Sally's a German Shepherd. Stella is a German Shepherd, and shepherds are incredibly loyal, and shepherds are incredibly loyal, especially to like they really kind of will like pick one person, and like they can love their whole family, but they'll pick one person that's like their person. And you know, I mean, I guess a lot of dog breeds are like that too, but and that's how this mule is. She is so get how respectful she's being. She's just far enough away. She's like, "Can I please come closer? Please look at her eyes. She's got the sweetest eyes." But I love the fact how loyal she is. Like, I'll walk out of my house and all of a sudden there's Sally. I mean, she's watching me like a hawk. Every time, you ever get that feeling that, you know, you're being watched? Well, that's Sally. Like, she's always watching. Always. So, oh, kitty. This cat. Pain in the butt. She's just always paying attention to everything. She knows everything that's going on in the pasture. She knows everything that I'm doing. She really is not particularly fond of cats. So, hi, honey.
Hey.
How's it going?
Are you still on camera?
Yeah.
Great.
Here comes Jason with a drink. Here he comes. Oh, look it.
He's still only $20.
Yeah, and Sally will even handle being around Jason too. Come on, sit down.
Whatever, you owe me $20.
Sit
or
down.
$40.
Come sit and visit. So we'll see if Sally will come over here now.
She will.
Now that
She
Jason's
loves me.
here. Yeah. So, but yeah, the thing, you know, I just think she's super cool, and you can see her in the mirror. How funny is that?
No, cat.
Look, and she just left. She's like, see ya, something different.
Yeah.
But, oh, kitty. Yeah, oh, he stinks too. Yuck. Pew. Jason's allergic to cats, so, ow, no. Oh, so somebody said option 1 for the other video. So the, where to put the outdoor arena.
Huh?
Where-
Oh, down
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So well, something we thought would be fun. Well, first let me finish my last, okay, so David, yes, I absolutely think mules are super cool, and I think that I would definitely recommend them to other people as well. And what's funny too is she's pooping over in the far corner, and she pooped over there earlier. Like, she's super clean. She likes to poop in the same spot. It just happens to be on the opposite end from the manure pile, but whatever. So yeah, they're really cool, but they're super smart. A lot of people have a hard time with mules because
They're way smarter than
they're way smarter than the human. And then the human is like, stupid animal, you know. Somebody who calls a mule stupid is a person who has been outsmarted by one. So
what was the what we heard on that one podcast that we listened to the other day was that some folks out west, they were talking about mules, and they said that mules are the best parts of horses.
Yeah.
And also the best parts of dogs.
Exactly,
Like they're a
exactly.
combination of the best 2 things you can get.
Exactly. So yeah, they're really cool. Oh, kitty, go.
And they're super sure-footed.
Yeah. Ouch. Jeez. Getting beat up by. Oh, look at guys. Look at.
What is she doing?
She's back to. This is what she was doing.
She wants out.
So did you guys notice what changed? So what changed to make her do that?
I'm here.
You weren't supposed to answer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So there was a change. So Jason came in and sat down, and now she's not as comfortable being right next to me because now there's somebody else involved. Okay? So that's okay, because eventually she'll get to the point where, you know, she'll be okay with Jason being here too. So.
And she's better with me than she is with other people.
Yeah, she's used to you. Yeah, Beck can walk up to her. You can usually walk up to her.
Mule, like, so it was also the guy that I follow. he was talking about mules, and he obviously uses them for hunting out west and up in the mountains and all that stuff. And what was his, I think his one comment on there was, a mule picks one human. Hi. You know what I'm saying? Like, it picks one human. Like, you don't get two humans with it. Like, she doesn't care about me. Like, she picked you. Like, that's it. That's how it is. And that's also the cool part too, is that like they're super loyal.
We were outside the other day, like re-diverting water and stuff, and I just felt something looking at me, kind of like that, but felt something looking at me, and I turned, and it was Sally, and she's just standing there staring at me, ears up, just staring at me, and I was like, Jason, look at, and he looks, and he's like, that's so weird. She's just always staring at you, and I'm like, I know. So she's just like waiting for the next thing. So I think she's just a good buddy. Oh, here she comes. We'll see what happens.
If I don't move too much, maybe she'll come over here.
She might. Oh, hi. Did you see the nostrils? Did you guys see that? She's like, I don't know. It's different. She's like, nope.
She's like,
I'm out of here.
She's like, I gave you a chance.
So,
it didn't pass the sniff test.
Be serious with you guys. That right there took me a long time to earn it. And I put a lot of time into that.
Did we talk about the money you owe me?
Shut up. No.
You didn't?
I did not. Jason thinks I owe him money.
It's not, I think, it's a fact. I actually have a
I
text
paid
message to
him.
prove it.
I paid him.
You didn't pay me.
I did. I gave you the $20 when I said I would. The other times, you just made it up on your own, that you just immediately thought then that every time you touched the mule after that, you got $20. So here's what
Sell it
happened.
your way, I'll sell it my way.
I told Jason one day, this is when
You
Sally...
were gone, by the way.
No, that's when you just did it on your own. I told Jason, I said, you go out in that paddock, and this is when she was by herself still. I said, you go out in that paddock, and I said, you pet that mule, I'll give you $20.
And this is when no one could get near her.
Yeah.
It was before you could get any
Yeah,
further.
I could touch her.
Barely.
I could touch her. I
Barely.
keep up and
Be
give her
honest,
treats.
barely.
But I had a situation where one of the kids that comes out here, he was 16 and has been around horses his whole life and stuff. And I said, okay, now Phoenix, come over here. And I said, I want you just to give her this treat. I gave him treats. And if you know me, you know I'm so not into treats. And oh, we're glitching. Bummer. I hope everybody can hear us okay. So I don't know, Charlie's been having some problems with hearing me though. So if anybody else is having issues, tell me with glitching, okay? But so I told Phoenix, I said, here, take this treat. And I said, I want you just to give it to her. And he walked up, and he wasn't like, he didn't walk up too fast. Maybe he was too slow and looked like a predator, I don't know, but she like snorted and turned around and took off. I had her on a lead rope, and she took off, and she, I am pretty stubborn, and I will hold on until I cannot hold on any longer. And I held on until I was on my belly. So Jim wants to know if you did the router thing.
No, not yet, Jim. Sorry. It's kind of dealing with a lot of COVID stuff right now.
There's a lot happening. So anyway,
Who's in here with you?
Daddy.
I need to talk to you guys.
Uh-oh,
Want me
why?
to come out there?
Is it bad? Is it appropriate to say on camera? Okay.
Do you want me to come out there?
No, I want to come in.
She wants to come in. But anyway, that situation was like, holy cow, the mule just like was so afraid. She pulled out of my hand and took off and made a run for it. But, like I said, he's got horse experience and was not intimidating, so I thought, but.
Bodie went, we were feeding Louise, like making stuff for her.
Yeah.
And, ow.
Did he just bite you? She just got bit by the cat. Here, I'll scooch over so you can be on.
She's like, whatever.
So we decided, because we put her in the cage and she was pacing, and so I put her in a stall, and she wasn't squawking anymore. But then I went kind of like, I kind of like made her, because I sticked a like stick into the hay net.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, and she flat on top of that board that separates the two stalls. And then she started walking.
So Louise is in the rafters? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Okay.
And then she walked to the front of it, the front of the stall where the like opening door is on top of there. And then she flew off outside, and Bodie went to go catch her, and she went under the coop, and he smacked his head on there.
Oh, is he okay?
He's hurt. That's what I.
Oh, is he crying?
No.
He's okay though?
He's tough, but he said, I can't open your door because he locked me in there. I told him to shut the door with me in it. And he locked me in there.
Where's Bodie?
In the small barn.
Is he
Is he
alive?
crying?
No.
Oh, okay. So he's okay.
No, he's like.
Does he have a concussion?
Is he goofy? Is he acting goofy?
No.
Does Daddy need to go check on him?
I'll go
Yes.
check on him over
Okay. All right. Oh, and now Sally. Here. So here's a good test. Okay, let's watch Sally. Let's watch Sally. See, she's like, oh, something just changed. She's like, something's different. So we'll see if she makes it back over here. My gosh, you just never know what's going to happen around here. So, as far as the so the $20, here's how here's how that works. So I was in, ouch. Ouch, cat. He's all like teeth and claws. I was in Canada, and Jason texts me a picture of him, a selfie, him and the mule. And he's like, you owe me $20. And I'm like, no, I don't. And he's like, well, I pet the mule. And I said, that doesn't mean you get $20 every time you pet the mule. And did I get 100 likes? Oh, yeah, I got 100 likes. It's like a goal now on all my videos to get 100 likes. I don't know why. It's just, yeah, you can see Sally in the mirror. I don't know why, but it's just, yeah, that's just how I am. I count things. I just do. So, yeah, Jason, on a couple other occasions, then he's like, you owe me $20. I'm like, no, I don't. That was one time. It's pretty funny. So, yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. My mirrors are all slobbered up. Manzer was in here, and thanks, Rex. Yeah, I don't know if Bodie's okay. I'm sure he's fine. But see, now Tovah is the one that's like she could fall and her leg could like be like dangling off, and she'd be like, I'm fine, just leave me be. Where Bodie, oh gosh, he smells. Not Bodie the cat, he stinks. So, but Bodie's the one that kind of is like, it's funny how different they are, you know. He's just like, oh my God, like the sight of blood kind of for him. So, yeah, Sally is so smooth. Like when you watch her, her back doesn't even move. I can't wait to ride her. Like I said, gosh, I need the right gear for her. I don't think I can modify the stuff that I've got to fit her. It's just, I want her to be comfortable. So I got to find a good, you know, and they're not cheap. I got to find a good mule saddle. And around here, I mean, she's like the only mule in the state. I swear. Not really, but. No, this is what she does. Like if she's not sure what to do, you know, that's what she'll do. And that's her, she's a little worried. That's her being worried. So she's like, well, I'm not comfortable in here anymore. I was comfortable when I could be by my human, but then this other human came and screwed that up. So now I can't be comfortable. Oh, now she stopped and she's watching. So, no, she's not gated. She walks, trots, canters. Oh, now she's coming over again. We'll see what happens. And I'm just waiting for her to like.
Sniff me again?
Yeah. Oh, there's the nostrils. Oh, you guys can't see. Oh, darn it, too late. Maybe she'll come back over. But watch her nostrils. It's really cool. Because they move differently than anyone. Oh, everybody wants to know how Bodie is.
Oh, he's okay. Had some embarrassment. Let's get some new scrapes.
So
he's okay.
Somebody asked the other day, they're like, why is Bodie wearing a helmet? And
He's still wearing a helmet.
Is he wearing his helmet?
Yeah,
Our kids are always wearing helmets because they ride their bikes 87 times a day. But it's really a good idea for our kids, particularly Bodie, to have a helmet on at all times.
Particularly Bodie.
And so the other day during the video, somebody asked, why are they wearing helmets when they're running around in puddles? I'm like, well, it's just the safest thing for them. I don't tell them to do that.
The real story is that they were wearing their helmet and they got done with their bike and they went on to the next thing and they didn't take the helmet.
Yeah, they just forget about it.
But honestly, it's not.
You can always tell what they've been doing in a day based on what helmet they're wearing. So if they're wearing
how many scrapes are on top
Yeah.
of the helmet.
If they're wearing their bike helmet, they've been biking. If they're wearing their riding helmet, they've been on horses. But let's tell them what happened. Was it not last night, night before? At the barn. You tell that.
Oh, wow. So
Hi, Jordan.
So Bodie's got light up boots. So like when you run, every time his foot hits the ground, it like flashes light. And so we were doing hay. Brady was in the barn, and then Bodie and I were in the hay barn, and we had just put the side by side away. We were going back up to the hay barn to see you.
To the other barn.
Yeah.
From the hay barn. Anyway.
So Bodie starts running up towards
And
the
it's
small
dark
barn.
out.
It's dark, and he's looking at his boots. He's got his head down. He's looking at his boots because they're flashing. He's really, really impressed by this. And I'm like, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna look up. He's certainly gonna look up. Bam! And he smokes himself right in the side of the barn. He never looked up.
Thank goodness he's wearing his helmet.
He ran
Smack into the barn.
He wasn't wearing his helmet.
Yes, he was. He had his bike helmet on. Because I remember he comes in, I'm like, oh, good thing you.
Yeah, he was hyperventilating. He was so sad. Like, it hurt. and Brandy goes, what was that? I was like, your son ran.
It took a while for them to tell me what happened. Jason was trying really hard to not laugh. And Bodie was just sad. You know, he was just like, he was hurt. And then, so they got Louise, the chicken. We're in the smaller barn, and there's a dog kennel in there, okay? Sometimes I put Stella in there when she's running around too much or I got something going on, whatever. So the chicken is in Stella's cage. And Bodie was in the cage with... Don't touch me.
She's like, I'm not touching you.
So...
I'm not touching you. So she's like damn cat.
So anyway, so Bodie's in the cage with the chicken, because that's normal. And hi, Sally. Oh, she's back. Now be careful. Don't make any quick movements. Okay. Oh, good. Here comes a kid. We'll see what happened. Okay. Oh. Uh-oh.
Bodie's heading into the house.
Is he? Don't walk up behind Sally. No. Tovah, you need to think about, see it. And Sally's like, oh, it's just the kids. The kids are cool. Like, kids are fine. It's just adults. Oh, Sally, hi. See the nostrils? Watch the nostrils. Hi, honey. How's it going? Hello. So, okay, yeah, sure. Just squeeze right in. No problem. Okay. So Bodie's in the
house.
Oh. She's gonna take your drink.
My fingers. My fingers.
Hi. You finally decided that it's okay to be over here again? Yeah, you did. You did? Yeah. Okay. Not too close, honey. You don't need to be on us. So Bodie is in the kennel with the chicken.
No, he's not.
No, not right now, honey. Remember the other night when he fell out of the cage?
Oh.
The day that he ran into the barn. So this is that moment where it's like, okay, too much. Like, okay, we don't need the mule on us. I'm glad that you're here. You're comfortable with us, but don't like sit on us.
She just, hi. Doesn't she do that to me now?
I don't know. Well, we want to be careful. We don't want her to decide to bite us. I don't think she would, but we want to be cautious always. She's gentle, but she still has teeth. So Bodie's in the kennel with the chicken, and I don't owe Jason $20 now. No, I do not owe him $20.
Why do you owe him $20?
Oh, I don't want to get into it again.
Can I hear
Every
it?
time.
No.
Every time.
No.
I want to hear it. I
No.
want to hear it. I want to hear it.
It's 40 if the mule touches him instead of him touching the mule. So Bodie's in the kennel with the chicken with his helmet on, and we're like, come on, guys, it's time to go to the house. Bodie goes to get out of the kennel and totally biffs it, like on concrete, coming out of the kennel, and like rolls, and it's like, poor kid had a rough night.
He was like,
And the same night he ran into the barn because he was
told
looking
that.
at his flashy boots. I actually gave him away my polka dot ones that came with this froggy keychain.
Oh, yeah, good story, honey. Nobody knows what you're talking about. Here, let's see.
Why do you have so much sand on your face?
She was rolling. Oh, nostril. Nostril. Bye, Charlie. Oh, guys. Okay, so here's something we thought would be kind of fun to
Kitty's
do.
sitting on the floor.
I know, Katie on a four-wheel, and then this one's behind me. See, this is training, guys. This is training. We're training right now.
What?
Gentle. See, look at, aw, she left.
Too much.
She's like, I didn't like that. It's too much.
Too much.
She's like, the little one just blew on me. I'm out of here. It's too much. Okay, so here's what we thought would be kind of fun, though. Jason and I were just talking about this last night.
What's that?
Well, we were talking about a few different video ideas last night, but what we thought would be kind of funny or fun
Smells good.
is a lot of times Jason and I, like, he has one idea, I have another idea.
Mine are usually better.
Not true. So we thought would be an easy way for us to solve our problems there is if we talked about, okay, there's this option or this option, what option do you guys think would be best? And help us, you guys could vote on it. What do you think about that? Would that be interesting for you guys?
Yeah, but you gotta allow me to bring like data and reports and
No.
spreadsheets and PowerPoints.
And then,
We'll do a whole Zoom conference and I'll present to all these people about the pros and cons.
Stop it.
and we thought it would be fun too to do a,
You do Zoom?
what were we watching? What was that called last night? We were talking about prancercising. Have you
What's
guys seen?
prancercising?
Have you guys seen prancercising? Do you know what prancercising is? So Inspire Clips, we're asking you to solve an argument, basically. Not an argument. We don't argue, but it's just like option A, option B. Okay, so yeah, okay, the prancercising thing. If you haven't seen what prancercising is, please Google it, YouTube it, look up prancercising. So I think Jason should do a demonstration on prancercising in an upcoming video.
I'm gonna need more drinks. I'm not above it. I just need to be in a mental spot where that is
Yeah,
gonna.
acceptable. You can do it without. You're pretty good at that kind of stuff without. So,
I'm gonna dress in the same pants she wears too.
yep. It's terrible.
They're gonna be white stretch pants.
So yeah, you guys really need to look up prancercising, and there's a couple of different videos, and yeah. Yes, Golden Lover. I can't read what your name is. Yes, it is.
What?
Prancercising. She said, "Isn't that an older gal doing aerobics?" It is, but it's
What's an older dog doing aerobics?
an older gal. An
Doing
older
what?
Aerobics.
It's
What does
this-
aerobic mean?
it's.
Kind of like
You'll see.
like dancing exercise type stuff.
I'll show you a video.
Yeah, we'll show you the prancercising. Tovah and Jason can do a prancercising video together.
What do you mean?
You'll see.
Like
Oh,
dancing?
you'll see.
You'll see. It's
Dancing?
funny.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, it's sort of.
It is, David. It is, and
that?
it is so funny. Please look it up. It is freaking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Watch. And then there's this yoga guy that has made
And there's the
videos
cat.
about it, and
Well,
it's
he's a
just
comic.
so fun. Yeah, he's a
What's his
comic.
name?
I don't remember.
He's hilarious.
He's
though.
hilarious,
He's
yeah.
ripped, too.
Yeah, it's really funny. So, but anyway, so that's something to comment on the video below. Vote yes to Jason prancercising because that would be funny stuff.
That one better get 1 million views. That's all I have to say. If I'm gonna do a prancercising video, you guys better share that
Go
stuff
big or go home.
everywhere.
Yeah. Everybody has to promise to share it.
Especially if I'm in
If
hot
Jason's
pants.
gonna do it, if he's in hot pants, yeah. Yes, he will. That's the thing, is he'll wear it. He'll wear it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he'll
I
wear
have no
it.
problem with that.
He,
I used to live
he's
in,
not shy.
I used to live in Lycra.
Ouch, kitty.
Kitty?
I gotta read some comments here, because you guys are, like, fast.
Bitey.
Oh, he smells terrible. I don't know why.
Kitty.
I know, but he stinks.
I like Lila better than him.
Let's
You
see.
like Lila
Oh, I
better.
just saw a couple comments that I
But
missed.
I like that they both have mustaches.
They do have mustaches. Yeah, that's
Mustaches.
adorable.
Right here, it's like their black like line right there.
I'm gonna have to go in, babe.
Rex, that's amazing. That is
Yeah.
hilarious.
What's
She
that?
blew her, his trainer blew her knee out demonstrating a canter pirouette on the ground. See, that's gonna be me. I'm always like,
What's a canter pirouette on the ground?
dressage moves, where you canter in a really small circle, basically. Canter and you do a really small circle. Yeah. Cabin fever setting in. No, Inspire Clips, we're actually like this. This is normal.
What was she asking?
She said cabin fever is setting in.
Oh,
for
no,
us.
this is
Change
normal.
the camera. Over
Why?
Here.
Why? Are you gonna prancercise? Okay, Tovah wants to show you something, I guess.
So this was Sally before. I want my friend.
Yes, and what's Sally like now? Oh my gosh.
That's the worst thing.
Did Bodie go in?
Yes.
Yeah,
I already
Bodie
told
went
you
in the
that.
house.
Let's go get you guys some dinner.
See, Missy, he
I'm gonna
doesn't,
go with you if
he
you
can
go
do it
in.
without the drinks though, that's the thing. Like, he's
He
super,
cannot eat without he cannot be anywhere without a drink.
What? That's not true.
Not true?
Yeah?
No, it's
You
not.
almost are. You're like,
Yeah,
I
coffee,
learned when you
water.
stand in the hole.
Oh, wow. That's true. I did have one when I slept in the hole.
He did have a drink when he fell in the hole, which I still, like, I'm trying to work on him.
You should really make a video out of
It
that.
was funny, hey?
And you should even get the part of, you should have got the part when I tripped in it. And
Yeah,
when
we
I
didn't
stepped
get
in
that
it.
on video.
And when I stepped in it.
Yeah.
It went deeper than he did it.
Yeah.
And it went deeper than what your stick was going down.
Yeah.
It went way deeper.
Yeah. I agree.
Like,
Well, now everyone thinks I'm an
Donna says, oh, the truth comes out. Yep. Oh, out of the mouth of babes. Yes. Okay.
Mommy, someday can you pass these
Oh my gosh, stop
I
it.
love them.
Yeah. Tova wants all my earrings. She picked out my earrings today. That's what Tova does. She likes to pick out my
Those are the
earrings
ones
for
that
me.
I got my ears pierced
Yeah.
with.
Yeah. And Tova gave me these earrings. Okay. We don't need to talk about my earrings.
Are we ready to go?
Yep, we're ready to go. I got a mule to put away. I got horses to feed
And
yet.
I need
Sorry.
dinner.
I was failing with the
You're on your
four-wheeler.
own.
That's fine.
I
was out here failing.
I got conference calls and I got to feed these rugrats.
Yep.
So.
So, I know, Donna, it's so not true.
What's that? What'd she say?
She said, yeah, her comments right there. Your daughter, basically.
Yeah.
No, seriously, like, by drinks, she means like any kind of beverage, like coffee, water, anything. Like, that's what, yeah, it's funny. That's
I'm not
funny
gonna lie.
stuff.
I'm not afraid to have a cocktail in the evening. It's not a problem. We're working on it.
It's not a problem, no. Okay, guys. Well, we have 170 people watching that. Great.
Child Protective Services will be here in an hour.
No. Oh my gosh, guys. You never know what you're gonna see live. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
A lot of comments.
Nothing. Yeah.
2 kitties are sitting on a 4-wheeler now.
2 kitties on a 4. Sounds like a song.
Okay.
Here, let's.
2 kitties sitting on a
2 kitties that don't like each other. Those 2 hate each other.
The boy's
They're
mine.
just staring at each other.
That's why the other one's facing the
Yeah. So, okay, let's see.
This is lucky.
Oh, good, Vic. I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm really gonna when I'm back to work, I'm gonna miss sitting here talking to you guys all the time. This has been fun.
I'm separating them.
So it's good stuff.
All right.
All
we're gonna
right.
head in.
Yeah, we gotta go. I made really delicious soup that
It
I
was
can't
good.
wait to eat. And I got horses to feed and a mule to put out. So, and I gotta sit here and wait for her to come over to me. So that's how it works. Sally! Sally! Nothing.
All right.
Okay.
I'm out.
All right.
I'm
See ya.
out too.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you later. See you tomorrow. Bye.
You go